And welcome back to What If. Today's What If comes to us from George Diaz, who asked the question, what if Bardock had become king and did not cause a revolution? First off, as far as we know, Bardock still, I think, rebelled against Frieza in this main canon of the story because of Super, and we got introduced to Bardock, although I don't know if that's true. I mean, let me actually look that up real quick before I even continue on this. Bardock, let's see here now. Because here's the thing, in the original movie, if you will, we saw the past where he rebelled against Frieza. However, that was that canon was very much altered due to Super. So we never got as far as we know, we didn't get the future sight. He was actually a bit more, a thinking man than he was a just brute on the brute warrior on the battlefield. Let's see, Dragon Ball Z, other films, Bardock, Father Goku, Legendary Super. He doesn't appear in the. Bardock is mentioned by Paragus after. That's a Legendary Super Saiyan. Other Dragon Ball stories. What If scenario episode of Bardock, Dragon Ball Online, Xenoverse. Come on, we know he's in Dragon Ball Super Broly. That's odd. We know for a fact he's in Dragon Ball Super Broly. Well, either way, this is the more likely scenario in the Super canon than it would be in the Dragon Ball Z canon anyway. So, what if he had become Saiyan King and didn't cause a revolution? Now, you might be wondering why this is a one-shot. Well, I don't think the long-term ramification things would actually be as drastic as you might think. So, first and foremost, how does one become king of the Saiyans? When one of the stronger Saiyans just declare themselves king one day? Or is it something kind of like the clans where you have to battle for the right to be king? I think it's something more like that. You probably have to battle or usurp the throne and whatnot. But we know power-wise, at least from the Dragon Ball Z canon, that Bardock's power, while not quite at the same level of King Piccolo's 10,000, was still close to it, like 9,500. So there is a really strong scenario where you could believe that Bardock would overthrow King Vegeta. Now, Vegeta would very much probably want to kill him and usurp him. However, he'll be off-world at this point, and this leads to the whole issue with Frieza. Now that Bardock's in charge, what are they going to do? Well, he doesn't lead a revolt, but he does start sending a couple more Saiyan pods, I'd bet, out into the stars. He's already sent his son out there. He's doing the best he can. Unfortunately, this would probably be after Broly was also sent off planet. And unfortunately, Frieza would still come and blow up the planet no matter what. Unfortunately, the sad part here is no matter how much he tries to bolster good relations with Frieza, we know Frieza would destroy the Saiyans regardless. He was just going to do that. So, whether Bardock is Saiyan King or not really doesn't matter that much. Which is unfortunate, but it is what it is. So, ultimately, what happens from there? Well, really, nothing. Now, nothing to the immediate future of Dragon Ball Z leading into Super. Because I do believe fully that the majority of Dragon Ball Z and probably a chunk of Super is left unchanged. It's left unchanged. However, things change up when you actually go into Dragon Ball Super later in the game. Basically, turn him into power storyline. That's because, like I said, Bardock did send a couple extra Saiyan kids out into the star. At best, maybe half a dozen. He probably didn't have time to really place that order very much. So there are extra Saiyans out there. So when the time comes to recruit individuals, Whis has mentioned the fact there are other Saiyans out there. This also brings into the fray Broly. And everyone else is shocked when he says this, but it's like, wait, what do you mean? It's like, oh yes, I've been keeping. When the idea of a Super Saiyan God came up, I did keep tabs on the Saiyans in the seventh universe. While the strongest of you seem to be here, there was a couple out. There was about a half a dozen or so out among the stars. Seems the king prior to the destruction of the planet, the new king Bardock, I believe his name was, decided to ensure the longevity of your race as best he could. Wise the man he was. And it's like, wait, Bardock. Why does that name sound familiar? Wait, that was Raditz' father's name. Wait, Raditz' dad? Wait, so that was my dad? It's like, Yes, your father. See, that's right. I remember now. Your father usurped my father for the throne, and he seems he made a couple wise decisions and short rule. Uh, to think, years ago I wanted to kill the man who took over my father's position, and it displaced my pride. But now all I really feel is a bit of humor about it. To think he would have had the north wall to actually think that far ahead. It's like, and so really they act because they only have so much time. Whis is like, Whis, can you take us to all these places? Oh, I don't see why not. It's not that. In terms of actual travel, it's really not going to take that long. And so they go around meeting all the Saiyans. Now, like the few that were actually out there besides Broly, I don't imagine most of them are very strong. They were still probably, on the weaker side of the Saiyan gene pool. The strongest of them is probably somewhere in Saiyan Saga's Vegeta area, because none of them were as unique as Broly or had the potential of Goku or the lineage of Vegeta. So none of them really stack up, and they're all kind of disappointed by it. But they are Saiyans, and Vegeta's like, "I'm Vegeta, Prince of all Saiyans. I am Vegeta. I'm a Saiyan on Earth. This is Kakarot. He's also a Saiyan from Earth. We offer you shelter, a chance to bring the Saiyan race back to fruition." And they through persuasion are able to kind of help them out. I could actually see a Saiyan being on like New Namek when they bring that up, or like on Yardrat when Goku showed up. He just was like on a different side of the planet at that time. So I could see these Saiyans still being around and being all right in terms of strength. Nothing amazing, like I said. Probably nothing past Saiyan to early Namek Saga power levels. But still impressive. And then it's like, well, there's one more stop to make. Let's try this Vampa place. Hello? Anyone there? There's no one here, Whis. Are you sure you got the things wrong? And all of a sudden they sense like, oh, it seems maybe we weren't wrong after all. It's like, who are you? Please. No, don't go. Please help us. We've been trapped here for so long. Wait. It's like, who are you? I'm Paragus, my son, Broly. We need your help. It's like, Broly's like, come here. It's like, father. So this is it. And Goku can sense it. Wow, I can tell you're really strong. Thank you. Please, we beg of you. So don't worry. We're here to take you to Earth. I'm Vegeta. This is Kakarot. You're Prince Vegeta. Vegeta, you're the father. Your bastard father was the one who sent us here. Well, he's long dead now. And besides, my father didn't live. Of course, killed. He wasn't even killed by Frieza. He was usurped by this loser's father. It's like, wait, King Vegeta was usurped? Your father usurped him? Yeah, he even sent a couple Saiyans out into the galaxy before he got destroyed by Frieza. It's like, we've all gathered on Earth. We're kind of just trying to make a home. We're trying to bring together, but we need your help. And he explains to him, he's like, I see. All right, then, please. We'll do anything I can't say I forgive you. I can't say I'm going to forgive you for what your father did. I'm not asking you to forgive me for what my father did. My father did it, not me. Fair point. But you're offering us sanctuary. You're offering us a new lease. The least we can do is help fight on your behalf. At least Broly can. I'm unfortunately too old for that anymore. It's like, all right, Broly, you ready to do this? I'll do my best. And so Broly would replace Frieza on the Dragon Universe 17. As they all got there, they still have a few hours. Like, all right, you guys are probably hungry, so don't worry, we got a big banquet. Lord Beerus has been hungry, has been stuffing his face. Like, if we're gonna get erased from existence, I want to savor every moment of it. Saying, like, food, oh my god, and Broly and him are also like, oh my god, this is delicious. So yeah, and they're prepared. They give Broly and Paragus they get a hot shower. Like, oh my god, I can't remember the last time I had a hot shower. Oh, that's so refreshing. Should note that Broly's power is, and we're gonna need you at your full power, son. I don't think we're gonna need this anymore. And here's the thing: Paragus in the first movie, in both movies, was trying to keep Broly under control. Particularly in the first movie, like Broly would go rampaging if he didn't. Still doesn't make him a great father, but still. The Paragus in Super, I do believe he cared for Broly. I do believe he cared because he wouldn't have gone after Broly otherwise. But I do believe that his hellbent need for revenge and trying to contain Broly's actual power deadly to being harsh on Broly and cruel to Broly. That being said, he also knows that we're gonna need you. Don't worry, these days are over, son. We've got a new lease on life. Just give it her all. Give it her all to protect this universe and this home we found together. All right? And say, yes, father. Yeah. And so they go out and, they try to work up a game plan. Broly, being the kind guy he actually is, actually sticks with the game plan. He stays with Gohan and others. He doesn't go out and start beating individuals up. But Broly's power already, we know when he was just in his base form, was enough to match Super Saiyan Vegeta and Goku, who had acclimated God Ki into their base form. Add a Super Saiyan multiplier on there. Base form Broly was that strong. Or at least was able to match Super Saiyan Vegeta. And then once he went into God, he couldn't keep up. But then he went to Akari, he outmatched that. And then he was able to even overpower Goku. And at that point, Super Saiyan Blue Goku was overwhelming Akari Broly, who then went Super Saiyan Akari is what he did. And completely overwhelmed their asses. So, Broly is more than capable of holding his own in the fight, in the tournament, even as is. So he's still able to, he's still knocking fools out, knocking them around. So the first indication of things are going different is when Kale just goes berserk. Son Goku. It's like, ugh. And Broly's like, whoa. And Paragus is watching. He's like, unbelievable. It can't be. What do you mean it can't be? What's going on? It feels not unlike Broly's power. And Broly's is like, ugh. And, Broly comes in and smacks Kale in the face. But Kale's just like, ugh. It's like, get out of my way. Ugh. And they're now clashing, but Broly's getting his shit kicked in. But it's like, ugh. And then he's going Akari now, which still isn't strong enough, I think. Actually, it all depends on how strong you think Kale actually was. Remember, Super Saiyan Blue has perfect ki control to it without the Kaioken being added onto it to cause the flux. So that's why Krillin 17, that's why the fights Goku had in the anime with him looked as even as it did. Because Goku was lowering his power because he had such fine control at that point. I think that was the same, because we know Goku wasn't going all out even in Super Saiyan Blue against Kale. We know that. Ultimately, he would have been able to beat Kale if he really went all out. But I think Akari Broly is probably enough to match Kale at this point, or at least close enough to it where it's no longer just a smackdown. Him and Kale are going toe to toe, and Jiren's even sensing this power, and he's like, "I'll take care of this," and he can sense like, "Gotta get both these out of the way." But fortunately, while Kale is pretty much mindless at this point, near mindless, Broly's just got a bit of a rage boost. He still sees and he gets out of the way. Unfortunately, Kale gets the freaking major, brunt of that blast. Caulifla is still able to get her out of the way. Broly is now, he's able to calm down enough to, gauge his surrounding. A couple other fighters try to take him away. He's going to knock some people out left and right. Ultimately, you still get the Goku versus Jiren fight. That goes down the exact same. Ultimately, Goku ends up losing. A hit comes in. They duke it out. Broly does show up though, and he does give some energy to Goku. And Goku, I think, gives a bit more energy to Goku. So Goku's able to go Super Saiyan without too much trouble at this point. But he still needs time to recover. And Broly's like, "I'll help you." And Goku's surrounded by the Universe 3 robots. Broly's ready. And then, Caulifla and Kale show up and say, "Hey, we're not done yet, old man. You and me got scores. I want that Super Saiyan Blue technique. And you got a lot of nerve during what you did to Kale." And sure enough, Kale and her, go toe to toe. Now Kale has a control over her Super Saiyan Berserk form. Broly in his Akari form, he's not keeping up as well anymore. But Goku was able to, compensate for that. They're back to back. So he says, Get Caulifla, I got Kale. Right. And, they kind of swirl out. Broly grabs onto Caulifla's head. Just kind of does the Broly trick where he just smacks her into the stone. And the Kale just goes like, Caulifla's like, pay attention. And he now goes into God form. And now he's just completely one-upping these guys. And, at this point now, Broly's completely manhandling Caulifla. Caulifla just can't handle it. It's like, and they're about to get blasted off. Kamehameha, blast. But at the last moment, they put the earrings on. It's like, and like, what is that? It's like, guess Kefla's a good name. It's like, that's cheating. It's cool. We'll allow it. Now, here's the real question. Obviously, they were against the idea of the Platara initially, but with someone like Broly and Vegeta and Goku there, I mean, are they going to consider it? I mean, they considered it with the twins, but, they mentioned the risk of it. In this case, I don't think so, unless they really ask us, like, should we do a Fusion 2 Goku? I was like, I don't think so. We might be stronger, but if we get knocked out, that's 2 fighters out. We can't risk that. It's like, right. And, he's going toe-to-toe. Now, you might be thinking, Broly seems to have a lot more control of Akari in this than he did in Super. Well, yeah, Akari would blame him by rage, but he's fighting for an actual cause at this point. I think that's enough to keep him low. He's still got anger, like, rising uncontrollably. But he's just, they're going back and forth. And eventually, it's getting to the point where now Broly just can't keep up anymore. Now, Broly went Super Saiyan because he got that, that emotional hair trigger. There's not much, unless Paragus or like his dad is threatened or something like that, unless someone like is threatening to like kill, unless Jiren were to like do the bullshit move he did in the stands, which he's not going to do. I doubt Kefla would do that. Yeah, Broly's at a point where he's not going to be keeping up anymore. But Goku steps in and says, take it a step back, Broly. I got this. And obviously then the Ultra Instinct fight happens, and there you go. So basically we all get all the way to the Anti-Raza fight. Together they knock him out. Then you basically have Broly and Dispo and Gohan fighting. And Broly, I think, is the one who's actually willing to take the L on this one. That's, I think, a key difference here. So he's willing to be like, Gohan, do it! Like, what's going on? No! It knocks Broly out. Broly, are you all right? Oh, all right, Dad. Sorry. It's okay, Broly. You did a good job. And so now you have a very different scenario. You got Vegeta and Goku, obviously. You got 17, but now you have Gohan. And because Gohan doesn't play dirty like Frieza does, I don't think Toppo gets triggered to do his God form. I don't think he's got that as I throw away justice and all that. It's like, nope. I think basically he loses. I do think that between 17 and Gohan, he does lose. So, and I think basically they just, using 17's shield and dome, they push him out. And now it's just Jiren versus the 4 of them. Now, unfortunately, I do think Gohan's going to be the one who, sacrifices energy to, power up Goku and Goku and Vegeta a little bit, keep them going as he's about to get knocked out from the whole, barrier attack. And then 17's the next one. I was like, I gave up on the boat. And then, by the way, can we just say what a freaking MVP 17 was in that freaking tournament? I always liked 17, but good guy 17. Honestly, is far better and more compelling, in my opinion, than, Villain 17 was. I just like the fact that he's kind of just really sarcastic. Anyway, and then you basically just get the remainder of what was going on, unfortunately. There, Frieza, unfortunately, you don't have Gohan, because Gohan, I think, does sacrifice himself to give Goku and Vegeta a bit more energy, which does help out a little bit. Goku's not quite as beat as he was initially. But the problem is you have 17 saving Goku in this circumstance, and I don't think you do. So now you just have the question of what happens here. Because if I thought Gohan could make it through the entire thing, and I'm not saying Gohan couldn't. I'm not saying he couldn't. I'm just saying I don't think so. I think what would happen is Gohan, because Gohan's the strategist. That's the thing. He's the strategist, so he knows they have the better chance. It's better off I give them a big energy boost for some energy I have left, and get them back up to snuff. So Goku should, in theory, not make it. However, the fact that Goku did get a bit of an energy boost, I think would maybe save him. His body's wrecked from Ultra Instinct. I think he's got enough momentum to kind of land on the rock, and just as Jiren's about to finish it one more time, 17 comes out, fires the dome, fires the blasts. Fires the blast and goes like, Goku, it's like, are you alright? It's like, yeah, I'm fine. He's struggling up, but he's in at least better condition where he can get up to some degree. I won't let you. I can't let 17 down. I can do actually good. Like I will sometimes practice impressions of the car. One of the impressions I got, I'll do it at the end of the video, is like Goku, doing the whole, this is a Super Saiyan, talking to Bobby going to Super Saiyan 3. I'll show you that impression in a little bit. At least I think it's a good impression. But anyway, 17 is struggling, like he's struggling, he's putting up those fire engines. Eventually, though, he does, bum rush Jiren, does what he does initially, and does the dome and just contains the explosion. And Jiren is, at that point, down for the count. If Frieza hadn't been such a freaking, troll about it, he would have knocked Jiren out right there. So, it is what it is. But, however, unlike that, 17 is smart enough to capitalize on it. Just like, boom, blast, and Goku just comes in like, boom, knocks him out. Like, Jiren, no! And Jiren just, because he kind of had given up at that point, he, and, Toppo had to bolster him before that. I think Jiren does lose the battle. And ultimately, it's Goku and 17. It's like, so which one? You want the win this time, 17? I'm good without it. And it's like, so who wins? It's like, I give it to 17. Very well then. Make your wish. And they wish the universe is back. So the real difference here is that they actually might go out of their way to go and get Broly. I think that is the real key difference between anything here. And I was actually able to make it over a 20-minute video. But anyway, that is what if Bardock had basically become Saiyan King and had not tried to cause revolt against Frieza. Really, he would have sent Saiyans out in the stars. There's now a bigger Saiyan. There's like a Saiyan colony now on Earth, so that's the thing. Broly's on Earth now. Paragus is on Earth. All's well that ends well until the Moro arc happens in the anime. Because I'm not doing the Moro arc until that becomes an actual animated thing. Because the arcs in the manga are not the same as the arcs in the anime, and I usually follow the anime. They are the same arc, but they play out completely different. So yeah. But anyway, yeah. Oh, my impression. So yeah, I practice impressions all the time. It's like, I could do General Yamamoto of the 13 Court Guard SWAT on Mayori Kurotsuchi of the Squad 12 Division, Research and Development. But I can also do, obviously you've heard my Piccolo before, or you've heard my Krillin before, or my Trunks. But now here's my Goku. So here's that bit. It's like, this is a Super Saiyan. This is a Super Saiyan that's ascended beyond Super Saiyan. Or you can just call this a Super Saiyan 2. Ooh. How you've changed your hair, so what? And this is the go. I'm not gonna actually do the yell because it's like, ha! I can actually usually do a good yell, but it's not my best version of that, but I can do it better than that. But I actually think I do a pretty good version of that scene. The thing is when you do that, you actually gotta get that glutturalness too. It's not just doing Goku's voice, saying, ha! You actually gotta get that. You actually gotta get loud and gotta get that going because he's screaming, man. That guy is screaming when he does that bit. Oh, man, but that's one of the most epic scenes in Dragon Ball Z. Hell, I might just watch that now for the sake of it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Hit that bell if you want to be notified. I'll catch you folks later.